Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Hakuouki Zuisoroku, the fan disc material, or the extras added to the PS3 version of Stories of the Shinsengumi. We're still working on Harada's extras. Today we're going to be reading his Memories of Love 4 and 5. So let's see what 4 is going to be about. December 1867. The Shinsengumi prepare to ring in the new year at the Fushimi Magistrate's office, but the protagonist is worried about the impending war. Noticing her unease, Harada invites her to drink with him. So you can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. Or 2 stories, actually. Oh, back when he was sad. Don't be sad. Let me cheer you up.
Is killing really all we're good for? Is that all any of us are good for?
Give the water of life to a human on the verge of death, and bring them back as a fury so they can fight again. To Harada, it seemed like toying with the man's life. The furies had weighed on his heart for a long time, and now it was as if a dam had broken. His eyes were filled with agony I'd never seen before. I could see his heart being pulled in 2 directions, but there was nothing I could say. Just be with the man. Comfort him. November 1867. After Ito was assassinated, fighting broke out in Aburano Koji. During the fight, Heisuke was mortally wounded and only survived by drinking the water of life. As the Shinsengumi shuddered and cracked, the world outside was changing as well. When the Satsuma got wind of the restoration of the imperial rule, they streamed into Kyoto en masse. In preparation for an attack, the Shinsengumi moved their headquarters to the Fushimi Magistrate's office and increased the number of guards. December 1867. Kondo was shot and injured while traveling, and Okita's illness was growing worse, so it was decided that they would both be sent to Edo to recover. Oh, all the bad times. As New Year's Eve fell, the atmosphere in the Shinsengumi headquarters had grown especially tense and depressing. Memories of Love, Part 4. December 1867. Everyone in the Fushimi Magistrate's office felt as if they'd been stretched almost to the breaking point. We all knew battle could break out at any moment. They were prepared, of course, but days of restless waiting were taking their toll. The looming specter of war was bad enough, but there was more. What if the demons appeared again while our troops were out fighting the rebels? Kazuma, Amagiri, and Shiranui were fighting alongside the Satsuma and Choshu, although their exact relationship was unknown. There was an excellent chance they might appear on the battlefield to oppose us. In any event, my remaining would only put the Shinsengumi in more danger. What was I going to do? I was in deep thought when Harada appeared.
Hey, what's wrong? You look really serious.
Oh, hello.
This is a real predicament, huh? Here it is, New Year's, but we left headquarters so fast we didn't have time to do our year-end cleaning.
His tone was casual, but... I couldn't bring myself to respond in kind.
Alright, what's going on? Something on your mind? I guess I can't exactly tell you not to worry, huh? We could be at war tomorrow. But we haven't lost yet, right? So don't look so grim.
He patted me reassuringly on the shoulder and smiled. I turned away. I couldn't look him in the eye. I'm going to go make some tea for the commander. He's been working in his room for a really long time. Without waiting for an answer, I turned and walked off. Oh, he knows what you're up to. He knows you're thinking about running away. Later that night, I couldn't sleep and found myself loitering in the main hall.
Hey, Chizuru, still up?
Oh, no, I was sleepwalking.
Mind if I hang out here with you for a bit? I'm sure Hijikata hit the sack by now, so I don't think he's gonna need any more tea. Come on, it's not gonna kill you.
He seemed to have seen through my earlier excuse. I sighed. So, what do you want to do? Just talk.
And don't tell Shinpachi and Heisuke, but this is some of the best sake we've got.
And you're giving it to me? Sake? But I don't drink sake. There wasn't anything preventing me from drinking with him, but did I want to? Let's see. Yep, we're gonna drink. It might not be so wise, but it's what we're gonna do. Alright, I guess I'll have one drink.
Oh, honestly, I didn't think you'd go for it.
Neither did I. I might not be able to handle it very well, though. I've never had sake before.
Don't sweat it. If you get drunk, I'll look after you.
Yeah, I trust you. With that, he poured me a cup of sake. Thanks. I nervously lifted the cup to my lips. It smelled sweet, but it didn't taste that way. The moment it touched my tongue, my entire mouth rebelled, and I felt uncomfortably warm as it trickled down my throat. Yep, it burns! Ah!
Whoa, you alright? Don't drink it all at once. Just take little sips, okay?
Oh, okay. I did as he suggested.
So, how is it? Do you like it?
No, not really.
Well, your face says you don't think it's that great. I guess everybody starts out like that, though.
I thought it would taste better. Yeah, that's the thing about drinks. Even the prettiest ones, they can smell nice. They can have a nice flavor to begin with, but then you got that aftertaste. Will I like it more if I drink a lot?
I don't know if it's really just the taste. It's more like the whole experience.
What do you mean?
Alcohol kind of loosens people up. And once you get some in you, it gets easier to talk about things you might not talk about usually. Drinking together can help you get to know someone better.
Really? You didn't know that was the whole purpose of it, really?
Yeah. Why do you think Heisuke, Shinpachi, and I are so close? Lots and lots of drinking.
That's why it's the big three. For a few silent moments, Harada drank sake as I watched. But eventually he looked up at me and spoke.
So, why were you looking so down this afternoon? Did something happen?
He had probably been trying to ask me the same question earlier when I used Hijikata's tea as an excuse to leave. I didn't want to answer.
I'm actually pretty good at keeping secrets. If you're worried about something, you can tell me, and I promise I will never leave this room. Or do you just not want to tell me because you don't think I'd be able to help?
No, it's not that. Just,
Then why don't you tell me? Sometimes just talking to somebody can make you feel better.
I intended to keep my thoughts to myself, but his voice was so kind. Perhaps it would help to talk. Just a little. Do you think it's alright for me to stay here? There it was.
What? What are you talking about?
Well, we could be at war tomorrow. And if the demons show up again while we're at war, is it really okay for me to be here? They'd be coming for me. Harada gave a dry laugh.
Well, I'd love to tell you we're going to be fine whatever happens. Unfortunately, those guys are serious business. They just walked in here last time, and I doubt we can stop them if they try again.
Harada sighed. He was too honest to lie and say everything was going to be alright.
There aren't a lot of worse things a man can do than tell someone he'll protect them and then take off when things get tough.
Oh, I know you wouldn't take off, but you just might not be there.
Yeah, maybe we'd have an easier time of it if you weren't here. But didn't we make you stay here in the first place? It's not like we gave you a choice.
True.
So it doesn't seem real fair to just turn around and kick you out once things start to look bad. Don't think we could call ourselves men after that. It may not look too great right now, but I don't think we're in such bad shape that we can't even keep our word anymore. And that's not just me and Hijikata. I mean everybody.
I wasn't sure what to say, so I looked down at the floor by my feet. So, it's just your duty to the Shinsengumi then? My heart felt heavy. Those aren't the words I want to hear from you. He leaned back and let out a long, slow breath.
I don't know.
I couldn't see his eyes, but I could hear an uncharacteristic uncertainty in his voice. Harada had been with Kondo and Hijikata since Edo, and they were good men. I knew he wanted to trust them. But now, after what had happened to Heisuke and the Fury Corps, was he beginning to wonder just how much he believed in the Shinsengumi?
That's neither here nor there. Point is, we're going to protect you from the demons. I don't care why they're doing it. There's no good reason for trying to make a lady do something she doesn't want to do. And that's all I had to say about that.
His voice now didn't have the same flat dullness of a few moments before. It seemed brighter. That small change was enough for me. A reminder of his kindness was all that needed to allay my fears. I looked up at his face and felt the warmth of happiness fill my chest. Ah. Oh, that was short again. It's a good thing I started doing these 2 at a time. I guess Hijikata scenarios were just longer altogether. Alright, so Harada Memories of Love 5. January 1868. The protagonist decides she must leave the Shinsengumi, but Harada stops her with a kiss. She can't forget about it and can't sleep. Then after breakfast, Harada asks if she wants to help with the dishes. That seems kind of trite after what we had just been through in that previous sentence. Oh, that was a great moment. I loved it.
Sorry if I was a little, rough. It's been a while since I did that. Only way I know to get a girl to stop crying.
I wish it wasn't just that you wanted me to stop crying. Well, I think it was more than that at the time, but still, you didn't have to put it that way. The moment his lips met mine, all thought evaporated. Fear of being turned away for what I was. Despair at being unable to do anything. I had felt that I was at the end of my rope. But when we kissed, the fear that had held my heart in an icy grip began to fade away. Then he pulled away and spoke, and my fears disappeared entirely. January 1867. Right in the thick of battle. The final battle between the men loyal to the shogunate and the rebel forces had begun. Shiranui had attacked the Fushimi magistrate's office. I was nearly killed before Harada appeared to rescue me. Unfortunately, his battle against Shiranui did not go well. The shogunate's men were defeated in Kyoto and forced to retreat to Osaka Castle. The Shinsengumi returned to Edo and set themselves up at the Kama Inn. It had been around that time that I noticed Harada was avoiding me. That was bad enough, but Sanan had begun to visit me at night. Ah, yeah, I remember that. It seemed that he wanted to use my demon blood in his research, the goal of which was to strengthen the Fury Core. I refused. His research made me uncomfortable, and he always kept approaching me with a sword. Maybe if he at least approached me with a needle, it wouldn't have been so scary. And I didn't want to be party to turning anyone into a fury. I'd hoped to speak with Harada about it, but days passed and no opportunity to do so presented itself. February 1868. After a great deal of thought, I made up my mind. My presence was causing undue difficulty for the Shinsengumi, so I would leave. But on my way out of the inn, Harada spotted me. Caught, I broke down, and all I could think of to do to calm me was a kiss. I was still reeling from it, even as I awoke the following morning. Had it meant anything? Let's see. Well, of course, we know it did. Memories of Love, Part 5. January 1868. I had spent the entire night tossing and turning, so when morning broke I welcomed it. I would have something to do. As I sat at breakfast with the warriors, however, all I could think about was that night.
Yukimura, hey, can you hear me?
Oh. I blinked and turned around to look at him. Sorry, I guess I drifted off for a bit. Do you need something? Well, he called your name, I imagine so.
Everyone else is gone, so I was going to start cleaning up.
Ah, I'm in the way.
If you aren't feeling well, I can handle it easily enough on my own.
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm not sick or anything. Love sick?
You sure? You look kinda under the weather. Is something bothering you? You can always talk to me if you want.
Oh. I have to wait for Kyoto Winds for Nagakuro's route.
Come on, can you really blame her for feeling a little anxious? None of us knows what's going to happen, and things aren't exactly going great right now. I hear Kondo's still out of commission, and Hijikata's out on business most of the time. Hard to tell someone to just not worry, you know?
His tone wasn't any different than usual. Shimada shrugged and nodded.
You make a good point. Our situation isn't the best right now. But the commander is having daily meetings with the shogunate to get us a chance to rematch with the rebels. He's not the sort of man to go to battle without a good chance at victory. Next time we will win. So, chin up, Yukimura.
Okay, thanks. I started to clear the dishes the men had left behind and snuck a look in Harada's direction. At the same moment, he casually glanced toward me and our eyes met. Awkward.
What's wrong? Is there something on my face?
Huh? Oh.
Were you going to ask me to help you clean up?
What was I going to say? Let's see. Will you? It'll give us a little time together. Yes, actually, would you mind? What about Shimada? I thought he was helping.
Not at all. Why don't you hand me that? I can hold it for you.
As he spoke, Harada reached for the tray I was holding, but as he did, our fingers touched. I snatched my hand back before I realized what I was doing, and the tray crashed to the floor.
Hey, I didn't have it yet. You gotta be more careful.
I'm sorry. Oh dear.
What's going on? Did you do something to Hisano?
What? My heart began to pound. What would Harada say? I swallowed.
What the hell are you talking about? What would I have done to her?
There was nothing forced in his tone, almost as if nothing had happened. Nothing did happen. I just freaked out for no reason.
Nothing's broken, right? Let's just hurry and get this cleaned up.
Okay. He picked up the plates and bowls from the floor and set them back on the tray. There was nothing agitated about him, and I was beginning to wonder if he didn't actually understand why I dropped the tray. He probably doesn't. I felt a sharp pain in my chest.
This is all of it, right? You want me to take this to the kitchen?
Oh, yes, please. Don't we have to carry it together? I think it's too much for one person.
Hey, Sano. Can you put mine away while you're at it? I'm so full I can't even move anymore.
Oh, we're all just taking our own stuff?
Hey, stop acting like a child. Clean up your own damn mess. Sounds like a great way to work off that full stomach to me.
That's cold, man. It's not like one more tray is going to make that much of a difference.
No, but it's still heavy. Besides, it's the principle of the thing. Why the hell should I have to clean up after you?
He picked up the other trays, pointedly ignoring Nagakura's, and walked out into the kitchen. We had kissed only the night before, but there was nothing in Harada's voice or actions that suggested anything out of the ordinary had happened. Had he forgotten what he'd done? Then again, he had only kissed me to shock me into some sort of normalcy. There had been no greater meaning to it, no feelings. I wouldn't count on that. It would be foolish of me to think anything else would come from it. No point in getting my hopes up. But even knowing that it was all in my head did little to lessen the pain in my heart. Yeah, it would make it worse. Later that night, I was having trouble sleeping. In a desperate attempt to distract myself, I decided to take a stroll in the yard. I spotted a figure across the yard and swallowed. It was Sanan. Are you stalking me? I felt my blood run cold. Run away! I had to run away! If he saw me, no doubt he would pressure me again to assist in his experiments. I had turned around to tiptoe back to my room when...
I'm afraid I don't understand. Could you repeat that, Harada?
When I heard his name, I froze. I turned around to look again. He did confront him without us knowing.
Sure, I'll say it as many times as you want. Knock it off. You've got plenty of furies already. So I better not hear any more complaints about you. Got it? Usually I'd say it's not my place to tell you what to do when it comes to the furies. But what you've been up to lately isn't okay, and it needs to stop. Now.
Harada's gaze was like cold fire. I'd never seen him like that, except perhaps in battle. There was something dangerous about his eyes. But Sanan seemed unconcerned.
Are you certain you understand the position the Shinsengumi is in? Our enemy's strength is much greater than we anticipated. If the situation doesn't change, we will lose. It will only be a matter of time. If we wish to be victorious, then we must strengthen the Furies. And in order to do that, we need the demon blood that runs through her body. That blood is the key.
Harada didn't even blink.
Listen to yourself, Sanan. Do you understand what you're saying? She's not a soldier. She didn't sign up for this. She's just a girl who was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And you want to just take our blood? Have we really fallen that far? We're willing to hurt a girl if that's what it takes to win? Forgotten Yamazaki and Inoue so soon? Are you saying we should have the rest of our soldiers suffer the same fate? That's a low blow, trying to use their deaths as leverage. Look, what I'm saying is how you feel about this, Sanan. You know I'm not against getting my hands dirty, but even in war there are limits. You keep it man to man. You don't even think twice about sacrificing a woman for this. Have you taken a look at her? She's working as hard as she can, doing whatever she can to help us. But you want to tell her that's not enough, and put her through who knows what kind of pain. What's the point?
Sanan said nothing for a moment, just turned and looked away.
She is a demon. Even if she were to be wounded, her body would heal almost instantaneously. I was under the impression that you would witness this phenomenon yourself. Look me in the eye and say that, Sanan. She might be a demon, but she's a woman too, isn't she? Is this it? Is this what we've been fighting for? Has the Shinsengumi stooped this low?
He didn't answer. Harada had put his hand on the other man's shoulder, but now Sanan brushed it off, annoyed, and turned away. Yep, he hasn't convinced him. We gotta run away together.
Furies exist only to fight. As long as they achieve victory, their lives have meaning. If victory is denied us, then we have no reason to be. I doubt you could ever understand. You are a free man in ways I am not.
Sanan opened his mouth as if he was about to say something more, then closed it tight, turned, and left. For a moment, Harada simply stood there alone, then he let out a long, tired sigh, and I could see his shoulders slump.
It's not like I don't see where you're coming from,
He scrubbed his hands through his hair in exasperation, then turned to see me, and began to walk toward me. Did you know I was there the whole time? What was I going to do? If he caught me, he would know I heard everything. Just pretend you just arrived. I began to look around frantically for a place to hide.
Psst! Hey, over here!
Toto, you saved my life! My head snapped around to see Heisuke gesturing rapidly for me to come over. I scuttled into the shadows and we hid. We let out a collective sigh of relief as he passed us and disappeared into the main building. Did you hear that whole conversation too, Heisuke?
Alright, I think he's gone.
Thank you. He nodded, then sighed.
Hey, listen. I'm sorry about Sanan.
What?
I was going to talk to him too. I didn't want him to keep trying to get you into the Fury Corps. If Sano hadn't gotten to him first, I probably would have done it. So, what I'm trying to say is that you don't need to be freaking out about whether you should be here or not, okay?
Aw, thanks. I felt some of the tension leave my shoulders and wondered why I hadn't noticed this before. Harada and Heisuke were both always looking out for me.
Damn, that guy's always stealing my thunder. There's no winning with him.
He let out another bitter sigh.
Alright, I think the coast is clear. Why don't you get back to your room? You look like you could use some rest.
Okay, thanks. Good night. Really appreciate the rescue. I nodded to him and headed off toward my room. The whole way there, I couldn't get Harada's words out of my head. I kept hearing them. He'd said I was doing all I could to help them, and that even though I was a demon, I was still a woman. He told Sanan he didn't want him to cause me pain. It was a lot to take in. I had to remind myself, though, that Harada was a kind man. He would have said the same thing for anyone else in the same position. Not true. He'd known that Sanan was bothering me, and he couldn't let that stand. It was no use getting my hopes up. No matter how happy his words might make me feel, I was still a demon. One day, he would fall in love with a human woman and live a happy human life. Still, as long as I was only daydreaming, I kept my feelings locked away in my heart where no one could see them. What was the harm? Perhaps I could at least have that much. I held on to that thought and made my way back to my room. But fortunately, we know things turn out better than that. At least as long as you make the right choices. Alright, so next episode will be Harada Memories of Love 6 and 7, and maybe 8, or 8 might be its own short video. I'm not sure. Depends on how long things are. Some of these things are longer, some are shorter. You never know. I hope to see you in the next video or some of my other ones, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye bye everybody.